Okay, and now I think you should be able to see my screen.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the correct screen, or let me just check. Okay. I think you have to click on the So now you see? Okay, great.
Yep.
Yes, so let's go to Storyblock. And yeah, we'll just log in. And here I have from before, but I'll create a new space. So yeah, so once you have created your account, you can go here and create a new space. So let's just, yeah, we can give it some name. And then for now, there's only EU and US servers. So I'll select EU. And yeah, don't worry about this, but this will be what we are greeted with. And yeah, and next step, you can read through all of this, but next step is to actually go into our settings. And if we go to access tokens, so here you will see you have a token generated, and this will be important because we'll use it later on in our next app. So for now, we can just copy it. And what I want to show you from before is the visual editor. So if we go to content, we can see that Storyblock has created a home page for us automatically. And here we can see, yeah, so welcome to the visual editor. It also gives us our access token and gives us some instructions. So yeah, so one of the things that you need to do in order to make Storyblock display here your website is that it requires your URL to be in HTTPS. And by default, when we are running our next application, it runs with HTTP. And as per the Storyblock documentation, we need to actually install a certificate. And let me just show you. So here, I'll give an example with macOS, but later maybe I can post in the chat the links for also for Windows. But basically, if you're on macOS and you have Homebrew installed, you can just type in the terminal.
By default, when you give an example with macOS, it runs with HTTP. And later, maybe
As per the
you can post
Storyblock
in the chat the links for
documentation,
also for Windows. But
Um,
basically, we need to actually
you're on
install
macOS,
a certificate.
1
And you
minute.
have Homebrew installed. Let me just show you. You can just type in the terminal here. I'll give an example with macOS, but later maybe I can post in the chat the links for also for me.
I think now you can hear me, right? Josh, can you confirm if you can hear me? Okay. So yeah. So I was telling about the certification. So if you have a Mac OS with Homebrew installed, all you need to do is just open a terminal, and then you can just type in brew install mkcert, and then you can just type in these commands. And once you have installed it, you need to install it also with npm, this local SSL proxy. And this will basically proxy our next app into another port, and it will also have the certification, so it will be HTTPS. We'll do that in just a minute once we set up our next application, but just to tell you that this is a prerequisite that we need to have for Storyblock. So yeah, and if we go here to settings, to enter configuration, we need to actually set here the real path to be a slash. This is because in our next application, we will just map it to the index route. And if we go back into our settings, so here we need to type in our, so it will look something like this. So we type HTTPS localhost 3010, but we still don't have that. So we'll create it in just a moment, but let's click save for now. And if we go into our terminal, we can, unmute. All good now? Wait, one moment. Do I mute in Zoom or in the app?